Hey guys, it's nice to be Simeon again. So today, again, we'll be continuing our little journey into Newcreast by building every single lot we can in the game to help fill up the community with my own builds. Let me know, I still got an idea for my house selective home, and if I'm wearing the same shirt as the last video, it's because I had to record in advance for stuff. So let's get straight into it. So for this next house, I have another house I saw on the way home that I really liked the design of, and I wanted to continue that design into my next build. So what was very interesting about this one is it had a little pop out on the one side of the house, and it had like a back patio area along with obviously a front porch to help complement everything. But it had also, like I said, this little kind of like back area that was like a little sunroom or something like that. So I wanted to incorporate that as well. But this was kind of like the relative size of the house, not exact, but relative is a good term for that. And it was mostly considered more to be focused on that side. So we're gonna go ahead and lift this up because it was raised. It was raised up on the porch. And how the shape goes is it was like a main area, came in like so. Why is the box tool on? But it was really, it made my ideas really come up in my head. And what was interesting is also the back room was lower. Like it was lower than the rest of the house. Keep up that ceiling. It was like somehow lower than the rest of the house. So it was like kind of like that design. Now for the roof wise, it was pretty much very, very similar to most roofs and regular builds. Just slightly different to fit the design that they were looking for with the house. Let's see here. This always requires a certain technique in order to get right, because you gotta put this part in, but then you gotta shrink the roof to actually make it not poke out as much. But then the porch was, well, maybe I need to bring this out one more just so we can have this be the right size, because there's a certain way they did the roof of the building. So I want to make sure that that certain way stays for the rest of the house. You'll see what I mean in a second once I get to that portion. But it was like, again, there was the porch, which had the same type of roof, but obviously it was a little shorter and a little smaller because of it being the entire house. There, all the roofs should be the same height now. Now, that should be pretty much this shape of the house, and it had a lot of different colors incorporated into it. It was a lot of brick and blue and brown, so I'm thinking I might stick with a similar color scheme, not exact, but similar to it, because I really like the idea of the browns and blues that came with the house. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue those colors throughout pretty much the entire house, and we'll use some cheaper columns this time. And again, I want to use only base game on the things I build in this world, because I want you guys to have the opportunity to place these houses in your worlds and not have to worry about not having all the packs or something like that, because this whole idea of builds is specifically for me to not only expand my building tools, but also give you guys something you do not have to worry about when it comes to getting the right things or even having all the packs. I want to make sure everyone has access to something when I build it, because I build it solely for the factor that I want you guys to have access to it. And I know we have a lot of brown in the last house, but I don't know why. The browns are, I guess, I do want to change up the porch a little bit. Not too much. There's just one slight change I want to make, and that is I wanted to make the stairs like actually kind of in to the floor, if you know what I mean. Similar to this. Now I can get rid of this spandrel. Just so we can add this little corner right here where the floor kind of just goes in. I think it's a unique detail, and I kind of like it. I like the uniqueness of it. I'm hoping that can stay for the rest of the house. That's weird. It glitched a little bit. It's just poking out the wrong way. So let me just fix that by scooting that in. There we go. That's fixed. Now let me make sure the columns are on the inside, because sometimes the columns will do their own thing. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do with the house so far. Although I think it was better when it didn't have those columns, right? When it didn't have that missing part to the porch there. So I think it's better just to leave it that way. And also, this is too big. There we go. That's what I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep that design. I want this shape. I want this look. I think the design is good. It's mostly just figuring out where to place columns at exactly, because it's sometimes hard, you know? Like figuring out exactly where something needs to go for it to look good specifically. Ooh, that's an interesting fence. Kind of like it. I kind of like the colors on that. I think that's really nice. Now for siding wise, what I was talking about on my way home is that it had dark blue siding to do for the roof, like for the roof section of the house. Almost like I heard thunder outside. It's so dark outside right now that I have to have like my actual lights in my room on so I can not be playing in the dark. Isn't that something? But yeah, the other thing it had a nice like brown brick to it. Not fully like that brown, like a little more dirty. Let's see if I can find a color that complements that. There are a few dark browns, but not any in particular that okay, this one's a little dark for my tastes. That one's nice and all. That's 6. What about this one? This one might be the closest we're gonna get without everything. I think this might be the one we have to go with in the end. Wish there was better lighting on some of these lots so I could see this stuff better. But I kind of liked what I had earlier with like this kind of color. Like maybe, no, not tan. I think we should still go with brown, but I think maybe going with this brick is the best idea. Now for the bottom wise, I'm thinking we just stick with the same tradition of adding in the color, adding in the brown. We don't need more brick. If I add more brick, it's gonna look awful. So I think it's best if we just stick to regular colors. What if we added like a black bottom? No, there's not enough colors to make that an option. There was a, hang on a second. I think that's the best we can get for the bottom of the ground wise. And then for the porch, we can also put a nice stone pattern on there as well to add in that extra part. I think it's mostly because the fence is so brightly colored that it's not complementing the house very well. So I think if we just changed out for a more darker colored fence, it will look significantly better in the end rather than looking very out of place. We're gonna go ahead and delete the understairs, and then I'll have to check to see how our budget is doing because I don't want to spend too much money right now. We're at 5,000 simoleons. I thought we were a lot higher, but that's good. That just means then comes the inside. So the inside is very elongated. Like that's the whole point of this house. So we'll figure out how to set that up in a second. Just let me get the doors and windows set up next. So I want to use a relatively really nice front door to enter the house just to give it like that nice warm welcoming feel to it, but I think we need to choose a different color than dark brown because or else it will disappear. But maybe the brown is complementary. What does the brown with white look? The brown with white isn't that bad. It actually looks kind of nice, so that might be what we have to stick with. So why don't we do that? Now I remember there being like a 3 wide window on one side, like something like this kind of window was like something I saw. So it'd be like a 3 wide window on both sides of the door, so the door would like be in the middle, but that's not quite possible on this house. So I think we stick a 3 wide here and maybe stick a smaller one there. Is there any other color variants of this door? I can't tell. Does the brown really look that good? Because it looks like it's out of place when it looks at the rest of the house. I really want to use that brown color, but I also don't want to use solid brown at the same time because then nothing shows up. Like the house is kind of buried within it. I think it's because something needs to be added to make it appear more white, to make that color be more complemented. Actually, I think the brown looked better in my opinion. It's hard. It's The Sims. You always got to play with everything to figure out how to make everything look the way you want it. Because you got to remember, it doesn't have everything we need. It has missing pieces. Oh, those windows aren't bad. I think we found our solution. It always doesn't have the exact colors and pieces you need to make sure that everything is exactly the way you want it. We find our winning windows and doors though. That will help us out significantly. These windows in these corners. Then this was like a sunroom back here. So I'm thinking what we want to do is we might want to find something that has the exact same colors as these windows. So I'm gonna have to look at this to find the right one. Let's cycle through this window, see if there's a good one. Well, we could also try and use these windows too. This one kind of matches. If we were to use like this kind of brand right here, it would be nice if it was a little bigger, maybe. We could also just use the same window we used as before, but I want to mix it up to make sure it looks different. Yeah, this was like a small sunroom back here, so I think it was actually smaller than this, but I think I was trying to convert it into a bedroom most likely. But maybe this is supposed to be like a, you know what, we can still have that be a bedroom. This is my build. I make the decisions, so I can decide what I think is best for the house. I have the ability to do that because it's my build. It's what I do. We'll use the same windows back there for an extra little spot. Kitchen will possibly be somewhere on this wall, so I'm probably going to want to use some small windows just to make sure everything's good. Let's put a small window here just to indicate that it might be where the bathroom goes. We could stick some windows right there. I'm trying not to fill this up too much with windows because then the windows will get there'll be like a lot of natural light and there's like a balance, like it's a delicate balance. We already spent like a good amount of money on windows, so I think it's best that we stop with that now and focus on getting the rest of the house built. So that could easily be converted into a parent's room. I just have to figure out how to line it up just so it can actually have that spot available, because I want to use also a kid's room in the house. So let's see what I could do here. that design works out perfectly fine. We could scoot it all back there. Then we can split this down right here to have like a little spot for the dining area, like right about here is where the dining area could be. Then we can have a kitchen right across the way. Yeah, that section right there. Actually, I'm trying to think here because I'm getting some ideas and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do exactly. What if we were to have the living room kind of like split off right here in its own section? Then we had the kitchen across the way. We could put a desk there for the computer. We could put dining table here. Kitchen can go right next to the dining room. I think that's a good idea. Like having that split off right there. And we simply can add some columns to just give it that finishing touch that's needed to make sure it doesn't look out of place. I think that's exactly what we need to do. And then, could I use these doors? Like, the little window above them, I kind of like the idea of their use. I think they might look cool and different. Oh, but no way will we be able to access the bathroom. We'll scoot that forward then. Can they still... I'm mostly... stupid button. I'm mostly trying to make sure that there's room for the master bed. That's why I'm having to reorganize everything, just because I don't want the kid to be too crammed, but I also don't want the parents to not have like a literal bed. So I think it's mostly just playing around with everything until everything is the right size, like making sure everything is proper. Because that's a hard part about The Sims. Maybe we convert, let's make this bigger, convert that into the kids' room, and then this can become the bath. That way we have like a decent size for everything. That's actually a smart idea, and it gives us less space for the kitchen, which is good because sometimes smaller kitchens are better kitchens, in my opinion. And we can move that there. Yeah, that looks better. I like that. Redesign, that's how it always works. Okay, so we'll put hardwood flooring pretty much in every room. Kids' room, I'll give some carpet, because I usually do. And then bathroom-wise, I kind of want to try something interesting, but I'm also kind of refraining from that. I'll save that for another build, so we'll put some linoleum flooring in there. And we can also get that for the kitchen. I'll give the kitchen that little linoleum flooring style. We can still have that archway there, though. 9,000 simoleons. I'm already closing in on our budget, which is not good. I want to build this house and I don't want to have to worry about a budget all the time. Hey, we're gonna still do this. I can manage. I can do it. I got this. I've done it plenty of times before and I can do it again. So why don't we get some tan walls? Doesn't sound like a bad idea for this first front room. Then for the parents' room, we can have, for the kids' room, we can have some different colors in there, like something a little more children-like, maybe light blue. And then for the parents' room, we can have like a dark green. I think the main room should be green, and maybe the parents should have like a darker color. Yeah, I don't hate that. And then for the kitchen, obviously we're going to want some sort of kind of tile to put on the wall just to have it along those situations. I just got to find the right design for that, because that's the hard part, is like always finding the right tile. Maybe we should just do like a all white tile kitchen and bathroom. Like maybe that'd be our perfect idea. Like maybe we should do that and then maybe give it some interesting, it's just a lot of playing around till you find the right thing. Honestly, I think we should just go with an all tile kind of situation, because I think that's what's best gonna benefit us. How much are each of these columns? Because maybe it's best if we close that off. We give it still the same paint color, like this can still be green, this can still be green, or maybe we can make the front room yellow, like a bright luminescent yellow. And then we just put an archway here, because I feel like the colors are just, I feel like they'd be better divided with an archway. Yeah, that looks a little better. I like that. I like that. I think that's better. It's worth it, making a sacrifice for better things. But yeah, that's all painted, and now we got the walls. So now here comes the hard part, is now that we are at 10,000 simoleons, I'm gonna have to cheap out on a lot of the furniture, which is hard, but I can manage. It's just gonna be difficult because there are some ideas for the design that I really want to incorporate. I just gotta figure out how. This bathroom, it's like not growing on me. Like, it's just the colors they're not nice. I don't like them. I don't like hardwood floor. Let's try that controversial thing I was thinking about earlier. It's not really controversial, it's more not commonly used, is hardwood floored bathrooms. Well, maybe, I'm having a hard time here, like, trying to figure everything out, because it's getting to that point where things are becoming difficult. Like, I'm actually having a hard time figuring out what I want to do with the bathroom. Oh, never mind then. I think we actually figured it out, because now I don't hate it anymore. Right now, like I said, we're going to cheap out on a lot of the stuff, and then we will definitely go back and update stuff after we like get everything figured out. What if we put the sink on that side and like place two sconces in between it? That's not a bad idea. It's also kind of unique in that way. I like that. I don't know why it gives me like, it's kind of cool, like that idea. I like that idea. I think it matches the style of the house. Now for kitchen wise, again, we're gonna have to go really cheap on everything because of the sole factor that I don't want to spend our entire budget, especially at this point, because I want to make sure that you guys have some money when you move into this house. I don't want you to move in and then immediately have like no money and nowhere to go and nothing to do. We'll go ahead and build that, get a kitchen sink, put some cabinets on the side with the fridge. I could install another window. I'm gonna try and refrain from doing that, but I think we need it in order to make this kitchen look nice. So let's go ahead and install the window there. Remove this one. We're gonna replace that with a nice regular window. Also, that could probably save us some simoleons. Okay, bedroom wise again, let's go ahead and see what I could do here. Where's my door? Hang on, let me get that fixed. Okay. So for bedroom wise, for the parents, I'm thinking just traditional bed. Maybe a green color would look good in here. Maybe we should do that just to add some interesting color. We can add those nightstands in. So this one's gray specifically. So we're gonna have to use these nightstands to fit that in. And we can put a nice gray wardrobe in the back. And we can get those desk lamps as well. Let's go with something different. Let's go with a nice gray desk lamp. Let's get all the bare necessities first. 14,000 simoleons. We are literally losing money so fast. I'm really not happy. Like, I'm actually really not happy about it. What if we get like would the green look good with this blue couch? I think it would benefit more from maybe a tan couch. Nah. Green. I don't want to do green on green because that's just a little, it's a lot. I mean, white wouldn't look bad, but I'm trying to pull out those wall access tones, the little accents from the wall. So maybe blue is what we should do, like just a different color. And then we can put the blue chair, which one of these is the right chair for that? This isn't, is it? Yeah, it's the right chair. We could put a blue chair in the corner, get us a little coffee table. And then we need a TV console, which I'm probably going to go out for the cheapest one. So this was 45, that's 65. Why is the smaller table more expensive? How does that make any sense? Can we put in that corner? Nah, it'd probably be better if we put right here in the middle. Yeah, and then we could put the TV on there. How are we doing? 15,000 simoleons. Might have to use debug outdoor plants, which is honestly, in my mind, I'm thinking that'll be well worth it if it means I can have a house that actually looks nice. Every time I draw way too close on the budget on these things. I think it's because I make the houses way too big. Like, I take up almost the entire lot. But I also think Sims should be given a little bit more money. I might not put a computer on the desk, but I am making it knowledgeable. There is a desk, and you can use it for your Sims later. Problem is, I also gotta invest in lights. Oh boy. This is gonna be quite the build. Like, I'm already struggling enough. Like, just getting the lights installed in the first place is already a struggle on this build. I mean, I want this to look good, but I kind of think the darker lighting would be a good idea, though, with these lights that don't fully illuminate the room. I think that might be a good choice just to add some extra interesting things to the house. Yes, it does make it look a little creepy, but okay, we're gonna have to cheap out on the bed. So I'm thinking maybe yellow for this bedroom in particular. I think that would be the one that we could do. We can give him a nice desk. We might have to, we'll have to flip that just so the chair doesn't block the bed. No problem though, I can flip it the other way. Then we can give him a little kid seat. That went into the desk. There we go. This time I'm probably not going to spoil the kit as much as I did. Oh, this fox lamp would actually be a great idea for this bedroom. Okay, let's go ahead and give him a little toy chest just to help complement the colors of the room. Maybe a stuffed animal. A unicorn, probably be a good, cool one just to have that's different. 18,000 simoleons. This house, I literally have barely any money left. It's okay. We'll go for really cheap stuff when decorating because I don't want this house to be so lifeless when it comes to colors and other items. So plants, we're going to need those if we want to help make this house look a little better. How much is this one? 290 simoleons. It's probably worth it just to get some more life into the house. We could get a desk lamp just to make sure that it doesn't feel so empty in the living room area. Maybe throw up some curtains. We can make an empty house look full. But yeah, throw up some curtains. That should help. I'm gonna need bigger curtains than that. How big are these? They're big, but they don't. Let's see if we can find a good color on them. I think these ones will look good in here. Curtains always make the house feel a little more full, so maybe that's what we just need. And we put a plant on the desk there. That's already feeling like it's a little more full out there. Maybe how much is a bookshelf? Oh, we're closing in. We're really closing in on our funds here. I really want a bookshelf, but they're all really expensive. Is there anything that I spent a lot of money on that I could delete, maybe? I don't think so. I guess we're kind of stuck this way. It's no problem, though. I can make this work. I can make this work. I can do this. Let me go ahead and grab a mailbox. 220 simoleon garbage can. I don't like that. Like I said, plants are gonna have to probably be debugged just so I can be able to afford them. But honestly, the house layout, I don't hate it, to be honest. It's not as complete as I want it to be, but does have the essentials that I needed to make sure it looks good. And I think rugs are especially helping with making it look more full. So maybe that's what we just gotta do. We just gotta add maybe a few more rugs to help make everything feel a little more full, and just rearranging the furniture. See, that already feels a lot more full now. I feel a lot more pleased with it now that we've done that. And then for a living room, I really want to center these windows. Now I know they're not going to be correct on the outside, like the outside they're going to look lopsided, but it's a risk I'm willing to take just to make sure it looks nice. Now here comes the hard part, debug. So debug I'm going to have to use for the plants because we just don't have the money, because I take full blame for that. I wasn't smart when it came to the budgeting, but overall the house doesn't look that bad, you have to admit. I mean, sure, it's 19,000 simoleons, and that's the hard part. It's like I feel like the Sims need to give us a little bit more money when it comes to starter home Sims, because this house, easy start home. Okay, it's here. I gotta get everything I need. I'm still going to use base game stuff, like I'm still going to use base game debug, because again, I want you guys to be able to download this house, and pretty much that is the only way we're going to be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and find all those. I found all the debug stuff because I can't afford the actual like stuff. That's my fault completely, because I thought I could be able to afford all that. I guess I was wrong this time around, but no problem. There's plenty of debug stuff. This is a little vent. I wanted to purchase it, but then I realized that's really kind of expensive. But don't worry, there's plenty of debug plant. Ooh, there's actually some pretty good debug plants that I can use as well. It should be able to help us beneficially get this house complete. Why do they have like giant versions of our favorite plants? Like, I didn't know. I've used debug plenty of times, but I didn't know they had like giant versions of the good plants. Hang on, let me look through debug, find what I can use. You know what I just realized? We have hanging plants in debug, yet we never got those like actually in game. Well, we do have them, but we don't have like ones like these porch hanging plants. And I like those. Why aren't those in game? That's kind of stupid. I mean, it's not looking that bad. It's mostly just everything is like so big for some reason. Like, why are some of these plants like just massive? Like, they're huge. I mean, look at some of this stuff. That's not supposed to be that big. This isn't supposed to be that big at all. In fact, I think it's supposed to be like 100% smaller. I mean, this is not exactly the best looking house I've made. Again, solely because of the fact that I ran out of money. So I really gotta like really test my skills here when it comes to landscaping, because I don't have those skills that I would normally have. Oh, maybe these rocks could really help. Oh yeah, those rocks help a little bit. That makes it look a little more natural. I'm mostly just trying to refrain from spending any money. Because even like a rock is worth 20 simoleons. A plant, 20 simoleons. I can spare a little bit just to decorate up this tree. It's hurting my heart every time I build another plant. I just gotta keep using debug because I can't do anything else. It's all my fault. I take full blame for spending all the money. I didn't mean to. I just kind of worked out that way. And to be honest, maybe it's for the better. Maybe this house was supposed to be one where I spent a lot of money, because I mean, we're getting some creative ideas in, and working with stuff that I'm trying to work with things that I've never done before. For example, working with the fact that I can't afford actual plants. So maybe this all was supposed to happen? Maybe that was the case. Maybe that's the case. Yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna tell myself that so I feel less guilty. I mean, I shouldn't feel guilty. It's a Sims build. It's not like I'm solving world hunger here, but it still makes me feel bad. Landscaping, however, I think that is better. I think that looks good. Just might want to add maybe some grass around this tree a little more just to make it feel like it has extra detail. Each grass is for 20 simoleons, so I gotta be careful. That's why I add some more grass. That's all. Okay, how much are these? Low-lying plants. 30 simoleons each. I'm cutting it really close here. Okay, I'm stopping. That's enough. 200, like 100 something simoleons left. That's enough. I think I've stepped too far. But yeah, I just need to landscape this, and then this build will be officially done. And again, I apologize so much for using literally every single last dollar when building this house. I think it was a bad idea to do that, but in the end, At least you have a pretty decent sized house. I mean, looks good. I mean, I complain about that part. I mean, I like it. So thank you guys for watching. I kind of wish I spent less money on this house, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's still a good starter home despite not having as much money as you would normally. So please like this video so more people can see this, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I always do simming videos and build videos all the time because I want to be able to provide you guys content. You can also check out my other channel, Garrett Callisims. You can go check out my main channel, Garrett, where I do other gaming videos, specifically focusing on that channel, and to stream every Friday. You can join us there. Please throw a like on the video so more people can see us, and subscribe to my channel if you do enjoy simming content. If you want any of these builds, they are on my gallery. Is just garrcall, Garcall, all lowercase. It's in the description. Just check that out. But thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!